Today I will be performing the elephant toothpaste experiment. And first, as with any other experiment, you want to address any safety concerns or hazards. The first thing you'd want to check for is loose hair. You'd want to tie back any loose hair so that none falls on your experiment or even catches on fire. Next, you'd want to look at your shoes. You always want closed-toe shoes when performing an experiment, even if you're performing it in your own home. Next, you'd want to take out any accessories, including watches, necklaces, earrings. Then, gloves. Gloves are not necessary, but can be useful when performing an experiment. I recommend using them, but you do not have to. You could also wear an apron to cover up any of your clothing that you would not want to get spills on, but again, that's not required. However, what is required is you to wear either short sleeves or sleeves that are tight on your skin because, again, they could fall in your experiment and even catch on fire. Finally, safety goggles. Safety goggles are almost always required when performing an experiment, especially dealing with any hazardous chemicals or hydrogen peroxide, which we will be using today. Now that you've addressed all your safety concerns, you're ready to perform your experiment. Materials for the elephant toothpaste experiment include a clean 16-ounce plastic soda bottle, a half cup of 20 volume hydrogen peroxide liquid. This is a 6% solution which is not found at local stores like Walmart or Kroger, but is usually found at drugstores or hair salons. Food coloring of any color. This happens to be blue, but you could use green, yellow, or even red. Liquid dishwashing soap. 1 tablespoon or 1 packet of dry yeast. 3 tablespoons of warm water in a small cup to mix the dry yeast and water. A funnel used to pour solutions into the plastic soda bottle, and then obvious equipment for measuring the tools and solutions. As you may have noticed, I have placed the bottle on top of a tray, and this is because once you mix all the ingredients inside the bottle, the foam will overflow, and it's easier to clean when in a tray. The first thing you need to do is measure out your hydrogen peroxide. You need a half cup of hydrogen peroxide. You always want to place this on a flat surface and then measure it by looking down here with your eyes. After you've measured the half cup of hydrogen peroxide, use the funnel to pour this into the bottle. Next, you want to add 8 drops of your favorite food coloring into the bottle. After this, you want to add about 1 tablespoon of the liquid dishwashing detergent into the bottle. Again, you want to use the funnel to pour this in. Because it is slow moving, you want to make sure you get the most liquid detergent into the bottle. Next, you want to switch this around for about 30 seconds. In a separate small cup, you want to combine 3 tablespoons of warm water and the packet of dry yeast together, and again stir this for about 30 seconds. After this, you're going to pour the solution of dry yeast and warm water into your bottle. And here the adventure starts. Therefore, now you have elephant toothpaste. The reaction will obviously go on for quite a while. You can either wait for this or you could stop it manually. The solution, once touched, will still be in liquid form with oxygen and the foamy solution. Proper disposal of your equipment is a required ingredient. You would want to dispose of any opened packages or use gloves in marked bags so that you know that there are chemicals in there that can or will be harmful. The solution is not harmful, however, you would not want to eat it or even get it on your clothes. So you would want to wash that down the sink with lots of water. The rest you can wash with warm soap and water, and then you'll be done. This experiment is called elephant's toothpaste because in the reaction it looks like toothpaste squeezing out of a tube. The explanation behind this experiment, or behind the chemistry, is as follows. Hydrogen peroxide, H2O2, is a powerful oxidizer because it has 2 oxygen molecules rather than 1, represented by the O2. In this reaction, the yeast is a catalyst, which means it speeds up the reaction or speeds up the rate at which H2O2 breaks down. In the reaction, H2O2 breaks down to form water in a foamy state, or H2O, and oxygen, O2. The equation for this experiment is H2O2 plus catalyst yields H2O plus O2. The soap in the mixture mixes with the water and fills up with O2, causing it to foam up and overflow. You may observe steam if you do this reaction with a higher percentage of hydrogen peroxide, such as 30%. This is because it is an exothermic reaction, meaning it gives off heat. This is one of the signs of a chemical reaction and therefore proves it's a chemical reaction. The overall equation for this chemical experiment was 2H2O2 plus the catalyst yeast yields 2H2O liquid state plus O2 gas state. This equation is an example of a decomposition equation. This is because the H2O2 or hydrogen peroxide breaks down to form H2O and O2. There's a 2 in front of the H2O2 and H2O because this equation must be balanced both with the products and the reactants. This experiment has 5 applications to everyday life, one of which includes a catalytic converter in automobiles has platinum and palladium acting as catalysts. These act on unburned fuel by lowering its activation energy enough to break it down into products that will not harm the environment. Secondly, enzymes are examples of catalysts. Almost every action in a cell requires an enzyme at some stage. Enzymes are responsible for breaking down food into small pieces so that all necessary nutrients can be absorbed. 3. If you wear contact lenses, such as I, chances are you have also cleaned them. Proteases are enzymes found in cleaners that remove proteins in order to prevent infection, which can cause things such as red eye. Renin is an enzyme used in tow production of cheese. It hydrolyzes proteins. And 5, in baby food, the enzyme trypsin is used to pre-digest the food. I hope you have enjoyed my elephant toothpaste experiment. Check out my YouTube channel, Hannah Cleary, for more videos.